This week on a podcast from Beneath, we're going to talk about the weirdest episode of Wings ever.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.
Billy, how's it going this week?
Going pretty good. How about y'all?
I'm doing all right. Mr. Poe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready to talk this episode. I know it's a Mr. Poe pick, and I do want to apologize, but also not really. So it's a kind of a sorry, not sorry type situation.
There you go. So, Billy, you got anything you want to discuss, talk about, news-wise?
I killed my whole family. I'm sorry, I can't be no.
Interesting.
There's a new Evil Dead movie coming out with a new director, but we don't know if it's going to be the sequel to the remake or the remake of the remake of the remake. So
or it could be a sequel to. Could it possibly be a sequel to Army of Darkness?
No.
So they're not going to go that way with it.
No.
We'll
They said they got good ideas brewing. So, different director, I guess Fede Alvarez, I guess he's too busy. I guess he's going to maybe do Don't Breathe 2. I forgot that he wrote a script for that. It's apparently the best idea for a sequel also, so I guess he can't do Evil Dead. I guess he'd rather do Don't Breathe.
Well, unless it's better than our idea we had for that movie, then I doubt it's going to be the best sequel ever.
The best sequel ever. I think, that's it. I mean, Bruce Campbell, all he's going to do is be a producer, and he'll do the voice work for Ash, but he won't physically play Ash anymore. He's completely retired from the character.
He's giving it up.
Yep. He
Well,
said
he's not
somebody
getting
else.
any younger.
No, he said somebody else dumb enough can go save the world.
Mr. Poe, you got anything?
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
The first thing I want to talk about is a trailer I came across the other day, and it's a movie called Trick. And it has Omar Epps in it. We have Jamie Kennedy, and we also have the awesome Tom Atkins in it as well.
Nice.
It's a slasher flick. I know we'll share it on the group and everything so people can really see it, because me trying to describe how it is just, it doesn't do it any justice. But what I really loved about it is the serial killer in this, or the slasher person in this. He wears kind of like a pumpkin looking mask, and he has a knife, and on the knife it has Trick on one side and Treat on the other. And I thought that was an interesting, I guess, choice for a weapon. That was pretty cool. So, but the trailer is awesome. We'll share it. But I'm kind of excited about it and want to check it out. And then also, we love sharing independent films on this show. So a couple of them I got. William N. Stone's Butcher's Bluff, made right here in the good old state of Texas, is funding right now. They got some awesome perks. The newest perk was you can you get a signed poster. I think you also get a T-shirt. Of course, you're going to get the film, but then you get an all access, like an all weekend pass to the Cult Classic Convention, which he's going to be there in full Hogman gear.
Sweet.
So I thought that was a cool, little thing that he's adding to the perks to get behind this awesome slasher film that he's doing out here. And of course, I want to share Sean Burkett's Stranded, the Bigfoot horror film, creature feature, if you will. that's coming out as well. They're still looking for funding. I think they're on their extended stretch goal. I guess that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. So get behind these films. I mean, they have some awesome perks. They just add new ones all the time. And who doesn't want to own the killer's weapon or be killed by that monster or killer in the movie?
There you go. Yeah, I can't wait to see Stranded. It sounds really interesting. Plus, I really liked Don't Fuck in the Woods. I thought that was really good.
It was awesome. And, of course, Part 2 is going to be coming out as well.
Right. So. And then he has...
Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Plus, I heard he was on some show recently. I don't know exactly what show it was. But they were really
those ass clowns.
Yeah, they were talking about his movie called Betsy, which I guess was a werewolf movie. That sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I had the absolute awesome pleasure talking with him, man. It was real cool. It's part of the Poe Talk series on the Poe and Grim podcast. Check it out. He shares a lot of stuff, man, especially stuff that he's done in the past. It's really, really cool to talk to these people. So and they're more than willing to, they'll come on this show and they'll come talk to us over here. I mean, they want to get the word out, and they're more than willing to talk to people, and they're just the kindest people you could talk to. So yeah, definitely. If even other interviews he's done, he's just a real cool guy. And of course, William Instone was an awesome guest as well. That guy, he loves music and movies, so he had a lot to talk about.
All right, the only thing I'm going to talk about is I found another Indiegogo campaign for a movie called Night of the Devil. And I guess it's going to be like a short film, but it takes place in 1978. 4 teenagers enter the woods the night before Halloween and come face to face with the devil. And they have a trailer on here for it. It looks really interesting. I actually posted it on the group page. And of course they have pretty much the same perks. You get shout out, you get a digital copy, DVD, they have a script you can get. Then they have like a grab bag that has a bunch of different stuff in it. But it looks pretty good, and I'll put links to the page in the description of this show. And like I said, I love my satanic horror films. It's got anything to do with Satan, I'm in.
I think that's an interesting thing. I still haven't checked out the trailer. Bad on me, but yeah, it looks like it, especially based in the 70s. I love when they go back like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's not to get off. Well, we're not really getting off topic, but because we're not really on a topic yet. But there's a movie. I think it's on Shudder. I think I originally watched it on Prime, but it's on Shudder now, and it's called The Love Witch, and it's like a set in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, time period horror movie.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, the woman that made it, she like wrote it and directed it, and she stars in it, and she done all of the set design,
really,
yeah, and it's like really good. I recommend anybody watch it. And it's kind of like she's a witch basically, and so it's got that sort of late 60s 70s witch movie feel to it, but it's kind of more of she done it kind of a comedy. It's kind of almost like poking fun at it a little bit, but it's really good if you have, like I said, I think it's still on Prime, but I know it's definitely on Shudder.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check it out. It's called The Love Witch, and yeah, this woman, she put a lot of work into it. If she really done all that, I'm gonna look into that.
It's been on my watch list for a long time.
We'll get to watching it.
I know.
And it's in my queue now on Amazon Prime. So
watch it.
I'll definitely check that out.
Report.
No, I'm watching it during it.
Okay, you're watching it now. Okay.
No.
All right.
No, I love hearing about these, man. It's cool. No, I love recommendations. That's awesome. And there's movies I probably wouldn't even come across for a long time. So I'll definitely check it out.
Definitely check that one out. So last week, we talked a lot about Creepshow. Of course, Billy didn't get to join us last week.
I had died.
Yeah, he's dead. But he's back now. So now we're going to get his take on what he thought of Creep Show.
I thought it was, at first coming into this, I was going to watch the first episode, and I was like, I hope this doesn't disappoint me, because, a lot of revivals or something end up not living up, to the old ones, or whatever.
You're the snob of the show.
I am the snob out of the group. But this, he gave me hope because Greg Nicotero, he worked on the, I'm pretty sure, he worked on the regular Creep Show, right?
He may have been working with Tom Savini. He may have still been with him.
And I'm pretty sure Tom Savini directed one of the episodes, didn't he?
That's what everybody kept saying, but I didn't see his name show up in any of these episodes.
Maybe it's a later episode.
Yeah.
No, I thought they got the feel and the look of the show. They really, nailed it with this. Like the movie and the show. I think the colors, the whole look of it, I think they nailed it.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
It has that same feel as the movie.
The first episode was good. I can't wait to watch the second one because it says I think it was like the Bad Wolf, and I like werewolf.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love that one.
Okay, yeah. No, but I thought the first episode was a good start of a very promising show. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. Let's see. I'm gonna click one. Well, at least 7 episodes this season so far.
Right.
But hopefully, it gets renewed for another one. I know I'm only 1 episode in, but I'm enjoying it so far.
It seems pretty popular. I know a lot of people are saying that it's not any good, but that's like people.
Those are probably people who didn't watch the fucking movie.
Yeah, they've probably never seen the movie. But I really enjoy it. I think it's doing pretty good. My only complaint would be, they should only do 1 story per episode. Because the 2 shorter stories, because like you think about, they're like 20 minutes long, 22 minutes long
like
each
that,
story.
Yeah. I like the house.
I just don't think. I just don't think there's enough. There's not enough. They need to be longer. The stories need to be longer. There's not enough time to. And you say you liked it because that was the one that out of the first episode, that was mine and Mr. Poe's least favorite.
Oh really?
Yeah. What did you like about it?
What was that? Did you hear a beep?
Car horn. Yeah, it's like a car horn.
Yeah, it was on my street. Sorry about that. There was a football game.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah. So, what did you like about that second story?
I just like. What was it about? The young girl. Oh yeah, the toy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for, movies that has to deal with like creepy dolls and toy heads and stuff like that. I really can't remember much of the second episode, to be honest with you, man. It's been forever since I watched it.
You mean the second story?
Yeah. It totally, you watch something and you end up forgetting, but you enjoyed it.
Right.
I gotta rewatch them all again.
Yeah, you have to definitely get caught up so we can all talk about the other episodes.
Yeah, but I want to watch the Bad Wolf one. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, like I said, you'll definitely enjoy that one. And if that's all the news that we have,
yeah,
because I know you guys are excited.
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, I think
I'm excited to get into this lovely movie from 1987.
This kind of like gave me a little mind fuck. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? What?
We're talking about Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Yes.
We didn't watch part 1. I know. We went straight with part 2. So what this movie is about is Courtney Bates, the younger sister of Valerie, who was from the first movie, and her friends go to their condo. I use condo lightly, for a weekend getaway. But Courtney can't get rid of the haunting feeling that a supernatural rockabilly driller killer is coming to murder them all. Directed by Deborah Brock, written by Deborah Brock, starring Crystal Bernard, Jennifer Rhodes, Kimberly MacArthur, Billy. What'd you think of this movie?
I haven't seen the first one in a long time. Was that guy wasn't an entity in the first one, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Just the gore in it was very good. I give it that. A lot of good splatter moments. Excellent. Some of the dialogue was pretty funny. And the way that they got into the pillow fight was hilarious. The girl just takes off her, just gets champagne and just sprays it on people.
I do that every other weekend.
You do that?
Yeah, that's a celebration, you know. Getting a pillow fight. It's an inaugural pillow fight.
I mean, there's parts I liked, and some parts I was just like, how did this happen? How did he just appear?
There was a lot of that in this
Yeah.
one.
There was
dialogue. I'm trying to remember the one that made me laugh the most. I think it was with the main girl and the guy she liked. He's like, she's like, you should come up. We're going to that so and so's parents'
condo. Yeah.
Condo. He was like, what do you say? Like, you're a bunch of bad girls or something. And she said, you're thinking about those girls or something like that. And he's like, no, I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
He was super smooth in this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I thought he was end up going to be the kill. I was like, maybe he's the brother of the first one's like brother. He's going to end up killing him. I didn't think that he was like a entity.
Right. Yeah.
That could die.
Yeah.
Mr. Poe, what did you think about this movie?
Oh man, I had fun watching it. I'll tell you what. I was like Billy, you know. I was laughing more than anything. But it, you know, I really did dig his weapon of choice, and I was also like Billy in what the fuck, because I've never seen this movie until I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it, and it is confusing. It really is. It's like this dude just appears out of nowhere and starts doing his thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I laughed. It was a movie to, you know, just have a couple of laughs, and you know, if you're at a party or something, put that son of a gun on, because I think people enjoy it just for the comedy in it.
Turn it into a drinking game.
Yeah, every time the rockabilly guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to make that more interesting, every time there's a dream sequence, take a drink.
All that too, yeah.
Oh
my God. You'll be drunk 10 minutes into the movie.
What's that? That guy, the real like douchey guy, had like the leather jacket. He was like,
that guy was so fucking annoying, man.
He was like butthead.
He was so annoying. I was like, when is this son of a bitch gonna get it?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm tired of hearing him laugh. Oh man.
Help you with the headache.
And see, what was weird about that character was when we first meet him, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't like that until the next day in the movie.
Because he got drunk.
So I just wonder if they told him, like, you know, change, you know, play it up more. You know, you got to play it more of the, you know, the surfer boy stoner type character. You know what I'm saying? Because he just changed.
Yeah, yeah.
He looked in the mirror and was like, I gotta fully fucking commit to this character.
has his hands on the bathroom sink, and he's like just sitting there acting. I gotta do this.
He's splashing water in his face. Like, come on, you got this, Brandon. You got this.
Yes, I'm surprised it wasn't at the Academy Awards. I really am.
He fully committed. No, but I didn't really get the end. Like, was she just crazy the whole time? Was she like just pretending she had friends, or like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, there was an ending, so I mean,
was she like a toy, and like, you know, she was in a dollhouse? It looked like a saint in the asylum room.
I have no idea.
Drill went up because it looked like she was like in a dollhouse or something at the end.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
She was a toy the whole time.
Yeah.
It was some little girl playing a game.
Would either of you be surprised if I said this was produced by Roger Corman?
No.
Now, all joking aside, was it?
Yes, it was.
See, and I guess I've been doing the show with y'all, and I just, subconsciously picked this because I knew Billy would enjoy this. And I'm surprised that there wasn't more nudity in this.
Yeah, one girl's tits, and I think that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
but
know
it was the wrong one. There was a girl with a lot, she was blessed a little bit more, and she didn't do anything.
No, I
died.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this was. I don't know the time frame between this and Wings, but I would say Christopher Bernard probably was not going to do nudity.
Oh, you know why there's tits? Because Corman. That's why he was like, if you want me to produce this movie, there's got to be at least one pair of titties in this movie.
Is there going to be nudity in this?
Yeah, there's going to be nudity. Roger Corman strikes again.
But I also think that I think one of the girls was also a former Playboy playmate, and I guess she didn't. She would only do the movie if she didn't have to do nudity.
Yeah, they didn't have the money to pay
stupid.
her.
Yeah,
Everybody's already seen what you got.
Kimberly MacArthur, former Playboy playmate, had it stipulated in her contract that she would not do any nudity. Well, I guess she was trying to move away from it, I guess.
How much do you think, like these type of movies, how much do you think the actors and actresses get paid? You think it's like a couple thousand?
It's probably a couple of thousand, and then royalties probably. They get like a share of the royalties.
Yeah. Does it show how much this? Let's see. I don't know if this shows how much it costs to make this movie. I'm pretty sure Corman got his money back. He was.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's always smart when it comes to that stuff. Let's see.
What's the tally?
See, they don't put that information on here anymore. On information movie database.
They don't show that. Yeah. Corman's like, you can show any other movie, but none of the movies I make.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it says, in order to get word out about his presence on set without arousing his suspicions, the cast and crew would use the code name Jennifer when referring to executive producer Roger Corman.
Yep.
Well, why?
Because they would have freaked their shit. I don't know. I guess they'd freak their shit. Like, oh my god, Roger Corman. Roger fucking Corman.
Yeah, so there's definitely, let's go back to there's definitely a lot of dream sequences in this movie.
Were they influenced by
too many
Elm Street?
I guess, but the majority of the beginning of the movie is, I want to say, I just watched the movie today, but I want to say all the way to halfway of the movie is nothing but just dream sequences.
And why? I'm not against dream sequences whatsoever, but when you just riddle the movie with dream sequences, I was waiting for something to happen, and it kept doing the dream, she'd wake up, and everything was fine. I just
I think it kind
right
of
there I didn't care for.
And I think it kind of by the time you get to the end, spoiler, and you realize that it was all a dream, you're just like, oh, whatever. The whole movie was a dream.
You have to really happen to the last 20 minutes. That's when or last 25 minutes. That's when everybody started dying. And what got me, is when she's taking a shower and blood's coming out of the bathtub and everything. And she runs out to her friend. Her friend's like, yeah, everything's so weird. My face has got pimples.
Yeah.
And then she's saying that her friend got face is deforming, and she freaks out and leaves. And then they're like, where's Vicky or whatever her name is? And they go and she's gone. It's like, what?
And then
Wouldn't you think she'd come down with her and hey, you okay? But no, she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna jump out the window and go to the store.
Well, I know, but they don't. Yeah, but see, here's the thing though. They don't show her leave, right? It's just, hey, where'd she go? And then they all assume that she's in the trash compactor or the garbage disposal. They assume she's in the garbage disposal, and they call the cops.
Now, which the cops, that scene was hilarious. Because you got that one guy, he's the older, seasoned cop, And he's like, these crazy kids. And then you had that one guy with the Billy Ray Cyrus haircut from the 90s.
Do you know what their names were? You know what the cops' names were?
What?
I don't remember.
One's Kruger.
Officers Voorhees and Kruger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, hey, a little slight nod, wink, wink.
There was actually a lot of this movie.
Yeah, and whenever that girl comes back and they're like, your friends thought you were dead, and she goes, did I do anything wrong? And that one cop goes, other than wasting $200 of taxpayer money, And then after that, he goes, Denny's got our table ready. I'm like, well, what about that, motherfucker? You're going to go sit at Denny's for a couple hours?
So wasn't the guy from this movie, the driller killer, he was played by somebody different in the first one, I'm pretty sure. He didn't look the same.
I don't know if the first movie, if it was even like a
Yeah, I really can't remember. It's been like years.
No, it was the first one. He had a giant drill.
Yeah,
okay?
It wasn't even a guitar drill. It's just like a concrete drill.
Not this hybrid of ballet dancer met Andrew Dice Clay kind of thing. He remind me of Andrew Dice Clay a lot. That guy.
Yeah, that's probably what they were kind of copying a little bit, because he would have been popular in. Still popular in Rebel in '87, so.
But I did like it. His weapon, the guitar with the drill at the end, was pretty cool. I dug that.
I thought it was a little bit much.
How dare you?
For this movie? Carrie,
yeah, even when I watched this movie, and he pulls out the guitar, it looks ridiculous. That's what I kept thinking was. This movie would be awesome if he wouldn't have that ridiculous.
You know what would have been ridiculous? If he killed everybody with that chicken. He just put on their heads and suffocated them.
I laughed out loud at that part when that chicken came out and it started. I guess it was spurting barbecue sauce out of its neck or something. I don't know. But I laughed at that part a lot. I didn't understand
either when she brings her friends in there to look at it, like there's something else on the floor that they just pick up and throw. And for some reason, it's broken glass. I didn't know where that came from.
Oh, came out of the chicken.
I guess.
This movie has a lot of that, though. That's what makes it awesome and funny. Is that this movie has a lot of like, how the fuck did they get there? Why is she dreaming all the time? The chicken was wrapped back in its original wrapper. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
they didn't know. People making it like, I don't know. Let's put this in.
And of course,
we don't have to give them answers.
Yeah, and these girls they're in a band.
Oh yeah, they sound really good live.
They have two.
They sound like they're recorded.
Yeah, they have two songs that they play fully through on this movie. Two separate songs that they play.
I bet you it was the woman who directed this. She's like, I need to get my songs out here.
What was
Do you
the
think
name
that's
of
what it was? She only wrote this movie to put her music in it.
Yeah.
She has two songs that she wrote.
It's really brilliant. Don't you think?
Now help me remember, because I don't. What was the name of their band?
I don't know if did they mention the name of the band.
I don't know.
They're called Slumber Party Massacre.
I'm just surprised, like, Zach and the gang didn't show up and start playing with them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if they even mentioned the name of the band in the movie or not.
Well, how you supposed to get a record deal, kid? You gotta have a name, something that catches the eye.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of the band was.
Oh well, it's not important. They weren't that great, but
yeah.
They sounded so good, like you would never think that they were live. It sounded like
no,
they were recorded like in a studio. And the killer, he sung pretty good too.
Yeah, that was another scene they probably could have got rid of.
Oh, and how fucked up is it that they
singing.
let her friend die? Like they're like,
yeah, no. Here, they put a dresser in front of the door to keep him out.
It took them forever.
When they realize that their wounded friend, is out there, They try to move the dresser away from the door, and then they realize that the killer's out there. They put it back. They said, "Fuck you,
bitch, you on your own."
you're just gonna die." And I was like, "That's like you've never seen that before in any other movie where they're just like sacrificing one of their friends."
Okay, and there's another thing. Whenever they're in that room, and Helen from Wings, she says to her friend's freaking out, and she's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna wait till morning." I'm like, "Is he a fucking vampire?
Yeah,
Isn't he just like an entity? What is that gonna? He's gonna kill during the day too. It doesn't matter."
Well, see, I think at this point we don't know what he is.
Oh, and also this, like, when they kill their friend outside, they run out the screen door. It's like, couldn't you have done that, like, while he was killing her? Like, you could have got a head start. But no, you decided to... Yeah, you didn't even block that door. He could have came through that door. No.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of...
You got 5 days to make a script.
Oh, man. That's it. So many funny. The other funny part is when they went for the phone, and then the phone was getting jacked up by that drill guitar because their friend on the other side of the wall was getting stabbed in the throat. Although it made it look like she was getting stabbed in the stomach, which kind of confused me. Because later they see her wound and it's on her throat.
Also, they called again, and that cop was like, "Don't ever call here again."
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
It's like we're really dying this time. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care.
Look,
we're at Denny's right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my moons over my hammy. All right, just chill out with the drugs and all that.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking that this was. I'm assuming that the first Slumber Party Massacre done really well.
probably.
Right.
Yeah, it's a different movie, and I don't know why they're like, okay, we're gonna make a part 2, so we're gonna put her sister in the insane asylum, and she don't want to go. She wants to go party with her shitty band at.
That's fucked up. I don't want to see my crazy ass sister. I want to.
Yeah,
but it's my birthday.
It's my
I want to
birthday.
see my sister. Yeah.
All right, and I know you caught this, Carrie. I know you caught it. The 16 candles thing, that when they're in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, yeah. They bring the cake.
Rip off.
Well, homage.
I'm gonna say rip off.
Okay. Yeah, until we find out that this came out before.
If it did, I'm gonna be like, what?
I'll look it up real quick if you want me to.
Oh God, no, just whatever. Okay, maybe they originated the candles and the cake.
We were wrong last week.
Oh no. Well, we're known to do that sometimes. Just like you with the guitar weapon, which was awesome.
You won't get that tattooed on you, Gary. Do it.
16
drill.
16 Candles was 1984. This movie was 87. So.
There, yes, I was right. Yes, that's all I care about. No, shit, who knows? But it's campy, it's weird, and I had fun watching it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I sat through the whole thing and watched it. And usually, if a movie's terrible, I'll like have to force myself to watch it, or sometimes I take a break from it. So this one, I was laughing the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. My favorite part of the entire film, though, not the guitar, was Juliet Cummins. Really, really like her. She's been in other stuff. She was in Friday the 13th. I've seen her in Psycho 3.
Which one was she?
She was the bass player singer. She was the girl that they left outside the room. They put
the redhead.
Yeah, the redhead. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's all you had to say.
Yeah. She was my favorite part of this movie.
She's the one that had she's the one that had the boyfriend with
Yeah, that's him. The one that's
Okay.
Yeah, that was another weird thing too. Is when he pushed when he
In the
pushed,
pool?
pushed
Yeah,
her in the
what the
pool, and like it
fuck?
knocked her out. Like I was, like, why did it
Well,
knock
she
her out?
went into a dream sequence. Like she was dreaming about the killer and the pillow fight for some fucking reason. And they kept throwing that pillow fight scene in there because, Roger Corman's like, where's my nudity? Um, but yeah, I think that's what happened. That's
Yeah,
what I interpreted.
yeah, that was a weird. The scene that we're talking about, the the pillow fight. There wasn't even a pillow fight. It was they're, I guess, like a song comes on the radio and they write. Is that what
Something, I don't
starts it?
know.
I mean,
Turn it up. This is
well,
my favorite song.
yeah, because they're eating corn dogs and drinking champagne, and then that like I think a song comes on. They're like, turn it up, it's my favorite song, and the one girl starts dancing. And then they're all dancing, but then it turns into like choreographed, like they're all doing the same dance, looking at the camera. Like it was weird. It turned into like a musical, almost.
Yeah, well, and you know what? It's labeled as a horror, and then it labeled it as a musical as
They
well.
put musical in there after the fact. They did not set out to make a horror comedy musical.
Well, I know they didn't set out to do it, but that's what it became.
That's
Um,
exactly.
but yeah, then the one girl, of course, that's the girl I was talking about, the Juliet Cummins, her character, gets her shirt wet and then proceeds just to take her top off and her bra off, and then she's whipping people with her with her bra. And I'm like, there's no fun in that. That thing's got metal latches on it, and
Which
just
my
it's
my
gonna hurt
wife
somebody.
my wife ruined that scene and said that doesn't really happen and just shattered all my 13-year-old dreams.
We know. But then the other girl, didn't another girl decide to, okay, now I'll take my shirt off too?
Yeah, she didn't take her bra off though.
Oh, okay, just a shirt. Well, because
Yeah.
she had sprayed champagne on everybody,
Yeah.
and then like for no reason, our main character, which is Courtney, just tears open a pillow and it's like throwing feathers on everybody.
Yeah, like we don't give a shit, Mom and Dad are not here.
All right.
Yeah, I know that when they get here, the house is gonna smell like champagne, but that's okay.
Champagne and feathers everywhere, and it's gonna smell like goofball sex as well.
Yeah. Cheap champagne and shame.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that guy probably wears Stetson.
No, if he wears Stetson, he ripped it out of the middle page of a magazine.
I bet he wears bod fragrance spray.
Was that even out back then?
No.
No, I doubt it, but
What would have been like a douchey didn't Jordache make like a real douchey cologne back then? That's what I imagine he probably wears.
Maybe. I don't know, but yeah. He was douchey enough. He was like super douche to where that hot bod spray traveled from a Walmart back in time.
yeah.
And got to him. He was like, "What is this? It smells excellent."
Yeah, somebody went back in time, gave him gave him that bod fragrance spray. Like, here's a copy of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
And
good news,
hard
by the way,
t-shirt.
Fortnite is dead.
Yeah.
No, Fortnite came back. It's called
Did it really?
Fortnite Chapter 2.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they relaunched the game with a new map.
Jesus Christ.
I am sorry to have breaking news to you, Billy, but I have 2 teenage sons, and yes, there's a chapter 2, and you can drive a boat. That's about it.
Right.
That's
It has
one
swimming.
good
It has
thing.
swimming.
Yeah.
Oh, and swimming.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to this movie. So again,
Yeah.
when our killer, whenever Courtney, or the girl from Wings, when her boyfriend finally shows up and he brings her the cake and they recreate 16 Candles, and they're getting ready to have sex, then that's when our killer like really shows up. He's
Yeah,
like
he
there
becomes
for real this time,
real. Yeah.
not a dream. So every other time that we've seen him, or that he not even really seen him there, but she just keeps having a dream about him and like premonitions of stuff that actually happens. Um, and he like kills her, I guess her boyfriend.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't see him cut off his arm. He just like went through and he's like ripped his arm off. I guess like is this fake?
yeah, there was a lot of because he just stabbed him.
Yeah.
We did, yeah, there was a lot of really bad editing from this point of the movie till the end. I'm assuming either they didn't shoot enough during principal photography and they
Or
had to do
that
a lot of pickup,
God took a lot of it.
Yeah. Or what was going on. But yeah, the editing from this point on is just hilarious. So, but what do you think about the like you because you said you like the special effects, like
Yeah,
when he
the special
stabbed
effects
him.
are pretty good. Like the splatter and gore, I thought wasn't bad at all.
Right. So now, and then, yeah, and then of course now and this killer breaks the fourth wall, talks to the audience, says quotes from famous songs, like "I can't get no satisfaction." He says that to the camera,
Yep.
Oh
and
my
we're
God,
supposed to take
he's
this guy
talking to
seriously.
us.
Yeah, and we're supposed to take this guy seriously as a killer. I don't know. It was just
I'm gonna talk to someone who has feathers or fucking like his jacket. Well, it had like the long strings hanging off. Very
the
cool, man.
fringes.
Very intimidating.
Yeah, see, I didn't understand the look either, because like they were going for.
They're
I mean, I
probably going
know.
for a John Travolta look.
Well, I know they were. I know it says rockabilly, is what they describe it as. But that's not what I think of when you tell me that look. When you tell me rockabilly, I don't think of all leather with the motorcycle jacket. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you
No,
think of
here's
rockabilly, I think of like Unknown Henson.
here's what it said. Part of the killer. It probably was like you know John Travolta in what was that movie where he wore a bunch? Was there a movie he played like a biker or something? That dude kind of looked like
Yeah, but that was
Grease. Yeah,
like.
but serial killer, but a killer.
Hey, they weren't bikers. They were a singing troupe. Okay.
Yeah,
And they had grease lightning. They were car racers.
Hello, Grease Lightning.
yeah. No, this like I said, this seemed more of a Andrew Dice Clay was popular at the time, and I guess maybe like hair metal bands.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
for sure.
music that he sings does not fit the look at all. It is the music that he sings is more of a Grease song compared to the way he looks. And I don't think that they need
Yeah,
to have him sing an entire song as he's killing
that
people. Which I don't think he even
that
killed anybody while he was singing that song, did he?
yeah, he killed that one chick. Well, he sang the whole thing, and thank God for that. Um, that Buzz song or whatever, and he's
Oh, yeah.
dancing down the hallway, and then he stabs her or whatever. And drills
Actually, he
her.
goes down. He's going to stab her, but then he decides to go back and sing the chorus one more time. And then
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, he had to finish the song,
Which gave
He's
her
like-
time to get away, but she didn't, and I don't know why. But
Well, that's the classic horror movie thing back in the day, like that. They just stand there and scream their head off against a wall, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, but let's talk about the house for a minute because they call it a condo, and I believe the description calls it a condo, and I think they call it like a getaway condo in the film. I think that's the way the girls describe it, but it's not. This is just a new house that's being built in like a housing development.
Yeah, it
it's
looked
nothing.
like the Golden Girls house or something.
Yeah, there's no like vacation anything about this. It's just vacation. But then like a majority of the chase scenes at the end are going through a lot of the houses that are still being constructed, which gave me that like Lethal Weapon 2 feel.
Yeah.
And then this is again there's like where a lot of the editing is just horrible. The way that they've because like he'll be standing there and they'll run they'll run out of an alley that doesn't match any other place on here, and then it'll cut to them, like, wide shot of them coming from behind a house, and he's just kind of standing there. I don't know, it was weird. It was weird the way they shot this entire, like, last ending of the film.
I guess they didn't have the bigger budget like they did in the first movie.
Well,
I know, but they had this entire place that they could have filmed. I don't know why they felt they needed to use every place in this, every house. I mean, it was just ridiculous that they tried to.
Well,
and then it didn't come together right when in the editing room.
Well, and you gotta realize when this movie was made, and it's the 80s, and cocaine was really a contributor to a lot of things. Sure. So people could stay awake.
Yeah.
I think it was really hard to find an editor and that kind of talent without them being high off their ass. So maybe it looked great to him or her or whoever was editing. But yeah, I blame the coke.
I mean, just like the scene where because we're down to the last two girls, and that is Courtney and I want to say Amy.
We'll just call them Blanche and Rose.
There you go. So we're down to Blanche and Rose, so there are two survivors. And they're like on the second story of that one house, and I don't know how this girl falls.
Oh, it's they showed her like she did it herself.
Yeah, but I don't know. The editing was just so like they're both standing there, and next thing you know, she's falling and like, Courtney's holding on to her like, not going. I'm not going to drop you or whatever. It was just weird. It didn't make sense at all.
This whole movie didn't make sense.
Well, I was going to say the drinking and dancing scene made sense.
Yeah, because they were like, how do girls, teenage girls, how do they have slumber party? They spilled champagne on each other and they rip a good pillow.
There you go. If any girls listen to this show, tell us in the comments what really happened.
Yes, please. Yeah, let clue us in.
Tell us about your Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah.
You know what, though? What this movie really inspired me to do is just do a Golden Girls reboot, but it's going to be a Slumber Party Massacre type thing. Because I think that would be hilarious.
So it's Slumber Party Massacre, but it takes place in Shady Pines.
Yeah. The Shady Pines Slumber Party Massacre.
Starring Murder, She Wrote's Angela Lansbury.
Are they also in a band?
You know what?
Yeah.
They're in a band. Yeah, Betty White will be there. Of course, the other ones can't. They all died.
Their band's been called the Osteoporosis.
Let's give it up for the Crapmatic adjustable beds, everybody.
Let's get up to the Jeopardy fanatics.
That's an awesome band name, Billy. You win. You win.
How about the QVC?
The QVCs. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh my god, that's funny. I can't remember. We'll just keep going because I don't know.
Yeah,
I totally went blank. I totally went blank.
After her friend falls to her death, she sets him on fire with like a torch. It was stupid.
Yeah, I thought he
was
innocent.
That face she made? That was hilarious. She was like, ah!
Yeah, he just stood there. Like
he was like, yeah, you'll light my fire. She's like, yeah, you bet I will.
This was like the easiest boss to defeat ever.
This movie was set on easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
this guy was like the Bowser of Castle 1-4.
We're just, when you get to the end of the movie and you have a climax, you want some sort of fight, and he's just standing there, looking like John Travolta's little cousin or something, and he gets set afire. That was just.
But he didn't. Here's another thing too. Is like, did he say anything reference to a fire? He did, didn't he? He did say it. He did mention a song that had something.
He said, "Come on, baby, go light my fire."
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, there you go.
He should have said something.
Which is not a rockabilly reference at all.
Yeah, no, he should have said
Great Balls of Fire.
Like a burning love or something.
It would be funny if she turned around, stuck her butt out, and just farted. He was like, "No!" Fell off the house.
The flame just got bigger.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, psycho.
Oh no, flatulence, my only weakness.
Apparently, fire can take care of,
imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wakes up. She wakes up in bed with her boyfriend, and I guess this is supposed to be the actual what happened the next morning after she had sex with her boyfriend, and he's still asleep, and she starts kissing him. And
then he had gloves. He had gloves the whole time.
Yeah, then there's smoke. He starts smoking. We realize it's the killer. He's not dead. And then she wakes up again, which again, if they hadn't have done that 30 crazy times in the beginning,
she's the toy the whole time.
It would have been a better payoff if they hadn't have built that up to where it was a dream sequence the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
If we hadn't seen 30 dreams, if we hadn't seen her wake up, before so many, the ending would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she wakes up and she's in the madhouse. She's the one that's locked up. It's not her sister. Her sister, I guess, is really dead from the first movie.
Yep.
And it drove her crazy, and she's the one in the loony bin. Sorry, I'm not PC on that one. I don't know what the PC term is for psychiatrical.
Mental rehabilitation, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll just say hospital.
There you go.
But yeah, so and of course that drill was coming through the floor also.
Yeah, it looked like, that part is what the fuck? It's she in a dollhouse or something? Oh my god, she was a toy the whole time.
I think it was just a bad set design.
It was they took the ending from Saint Elsewhere. They're in a globe. And some boy's holding it.
Yeah.
That was the movie.
I don't know what it was. I'd like to travel back in time to the 80s and tell everybody to cut the fucking dream sequence bullshit out. I hate that. And it was a popular thing. They're what if it was just all a dream? It was all in her head. Doesn't make any sense. I think it would have been a better movie if they didn't have that. I think that might have been an afterthought.
Maybe one or two of them could have been fine, but they overdid it after two.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the night before that they even go, she's at her house, she's on the phone with her boyfriend, and her mom's like, it's 11:30 on school night. But then the next day she doesn't go to school because that's when they're leaving, so that didn't make sense.
Yeah,
she had two. We saw two nightmares in that one scene.
What if the woman who did this they're ma'am, we can't use this movie. This movie's already been made. It's called Nightmare on Elm Street. Where have you been? Yeah. She's like, fuck. All right, I'll rewrite it.
Well, wait a minute. Did this come out before Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, this came out in 87.
Here we go.
Yeah, this one came out in 87, and I think Nightmare came out in 84.
Are you sure about that?
I think. Yes. I believe so.
I can hear his fingers hit his screen right now.
A Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984.
That's sweet.
Throw it in the lap.
We didn't even talk about the blow-up doll that they had.
Oh, that's what I forgot they had one.
Yeah, what was their explanation? My little brother was up here. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And
they were touching it, and it's
somebody's diary or something.
It was a book. She found a book.
Oh. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about this movie. It was weird.
Well, I guess we can go into a little bit of trivia here. As we mentioned before, the two cops were named after Kruger and Voorhees. Courtney's last name is Bates.
Oh wow.
The neighbors from the original, they renamed them in this movie to be the Cravens.
Somebody was really trying to get some royalties.
Yeah, and of course one of the characters is Sally Burns, because Marilyn Burns played Sally in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's kind of a stretch, but I guess it works. Director Deborah Brock had a confrontation with executive producer Roger Corman regarding the catering. Corman finally agreed to see things her way when she made a wisecrack that caused him to laugh. Brock says that if a person can get Corman to laugh, then it makes things easier in these types of negotiations. So I guess that's how you get less boobies in your movies. You make him laugh, and he'll see it your way.
Yeah.
All right, fine. There will just be one pair of titties in this movie. Roger Corman speaks.
Man.
Apparently there's a punk band called the Everdead. They recorded an album entitled Slumber Party Massacre 2 that was inspired by the film, and they even have the same cover. Their album cover matches the cover for this movie.
Yeah.
So I may have to check that out.
Very cool.
It's good.
Probably, maybe we'll say maybe.
Yeah. Another Concord picture was filmed in the same house, and that movie was called The Nest. So during the entire production of this film, they were infested with roaches.
Interesting.
Wow. Good facts. That's cool. I like hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
I have something for you. I just found out.
Okay, go ahead. We got breaking news. We're going to our in the field reporter, Billy.
Sam Raimi's going to be directing a new horror movie.
Is it The Evil Dead?
No, it is the guys who wrote Jason vs. Freddy and Friday the 13th, the 2009 one. And says it's Misery meets Castaway.
Misery meets Castaway.
Yep.
So two people trapped on an island, and one of them is the biggest fan of the other one.
Yeah, one of them's Annie Wilkes, played by Kathy Bateman. Or Kathy Bates, I mean.
Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And as Jack Nicholson, this is about Schmidt 2. If you guys haven't seen it, Kathy Bates gets naked. And you see everything. And
very nice.
And then you see nothing.
You see nothing. And in this and then in this movie you see everything again but covered in blood.
Nice.
So here's one last trivia about this movie. The VHS was one of the top selling VHSs when it was released.
Because it had a cool VHS look.
It even won the coveted Gold Video Cassette Award. So that's pretty cool there. Body count in this movie was 7.
And it was all rented by dudes. Like, oh man, we're going to see some titties in this one. We're going to see a bunch of them.
I mean, surely people rented just because it was a sequel.
Yeah.
They probably saw the first one, and I don't know. Anyways, it was a fun, enjoyable movie. I will give it. I'm gonna give it 4 pretty goods out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
5, Mr. Poe. What are you giving this?
I'm with you. 4. 4 pretty goods.
I'm only giving it 4 because Julie Cummins is in it. That's it. Or Juliet Cummins is in it.
And I'm giving it a 4 because the guitar weapon.
There you go.
Give it a 5 because it had some pretty good special effects.
And music. The music was really good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. All right. right, so
I give it 5 because the girl made Roger Corman laugh.
there you go. So Billy, last week you weren't with us.
Yes.
There's a new segment
Uh-huh.
that we're gonna do, and since you missed it last week, you get to do it this week.
Okay.
Mr. Poe, you wanna give him because this was Mr. Poe's segment that he came up with. If you want to give him the rules, we'll see what he has.
For sure. It's a segment called How to Make a Monster, and what it basically is you're going to come up with some sort of monster, like piece it together kind of game, where it has, you know, some creature's head or someone's arms or whatever, like from different horror movies or whatever cryptid you can think of.
So, for example, mine last week was the upper body of a xenomorph with Freddy Krueger's arms, but only when he had him stretched out really long, like 10 feet in the alley. And the lower half of it was the bottom half of Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
The clown head from Puppet Master.
Oh, okay.
With the body of the top half of the world from Dog Soldier. Did the robots in Chopping Mall, did they have like arms? I can't remember.
I don't think they did.
Okay. The arms of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. And the bottom half is Jaws.
So, my God.
So the only important question here is, are you keeping proportions? So it's like the doll head.
No, the doll head is small.
It's okay. That's all I wanted to know, if we were keeping proportions.
No, it's exactly how they are. So if that means the armors would be pretty big, right? T-Rexes?
Yeah.
It'd be the biggest thing on their body.
Yeah.
It just crawls. It has fins.
Yeah, I was gonna say how much of Jaws do we have? Are we working with here?
Just the bottom half.
What's the bottom half of a shark?
Yeah,
The tail.
The tail. That's it.
Nice.
So that's how it walks. Is on its tail,
it crawls or it bounces.
or it just walks on its hands.
Yeah. Yeah, like it walks with its hands with like the fin up in the air. And then that clown is like, was it the clown on Puppet Master? Was it the one that had like would puke out the stuff, or was that a different?
That was the leech.
That was the leech woman.
Had the.
Was
there a clown?
The Jack in the Box, I think is what it was.
Okay, yeah. That's what.
Oh, it had the sharp
That's even
teeth,
better. That's even better.
Okay.
Especially if you keep it as the Jack in the Box, you know, on the string.
So that's the monster.
Oh.
Very good, very good. And of course, we'll do this again next week. That'll be fun. I just want to get you involved since you weren't last week.
Is it my turn for the next movie?
No, my pick's next. This will be when the next episode comes out, the one that I'm picking now should be close to our Halloween special.
Yeah.
And we are going to watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Yeah. And also in that episode, we're going to have a special segment, probably at the beginning, where we're going to talk about the history of Halloween and trick or treat and all that stuff. So all that'll be in one episode. It should be a pretty fun episode.
Oh, I think so.
Yes.
And like I said, we'll do Halloween 3.
Sounds good.
So, Billy, where can they find you on the internet?
Bath Salt Wizard on Twitter.
And Mr. Poe, where can they find you on the internet?
I am everywhere. No, they can find me at They Call Me Mr. Poe on Twitter. and Instagram as well, and catch the Sci-Fi Sideshow on B Movie TV, and also my other podcast, the Poe and Grimm podcast, and that's about it.
All right, so like I said, you recently had just an interview come out, so that one as of time of recording this is already out. And who was it again?
That would be William Instone, the director of Butcher's Bluff. So yeah, check out the Indiegogo. We'll share it on podcast for Benice, our local Facebook group, so people can get involved, and like I said, you even mentioned one. We like to get behind indie films and these awesome creative people. So.
Yep, and then of course I'll give you my stuff here. You can find me on Twitter at 1313 Inc. And you can find everything for the show, all of our shows, on our website. That's 1313inc.wordpress.com. Everything is there. Everything you ever want to know about us is there. And and so until next week, we got to come up with some kind of ending for this show. So if anybody has an idea for a good ending, leave it in the comments.
Fart on the mic, and then
okay, that's an option. We'll put that on the back burner for now.
Back burner,
or maybe not. But
no, don't keep it on the burner. You'll set a fire.
Yeah, but no. Until next week. Thanks for listening.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.